Good boy. You doing bad boy stuff over there, huh? Yeah? Hey everybody, Kyle here with Spicer Designs. Welcome back to the channel. Been spending a lot of time in the back of this truck. The wife, she won't let me in the house anymore since I bought this thing. What are you gonna do? I guess I should have ran it by her first. Who would have thought? Today's video I think is going to be a good one. We're going to be doing a couple of upgrades to this new 2025 Silverado 2500 HD that I just picked up like 2 weeks ago. It's only got like 500 miles on it right now. But I want to do a couple of things to kind of make it my own and make it a little bit better. Not looking to dump a bunch of money into this thing like lifts and all kinds of crazy shit like that. Let me show you what I got. Oh yeah, I've already stocked up on DEF, my favorite. So the very first modification that I made to my truck is window tint. Now, this of course is a personal preference. Not everyone likes window tint. I do, my truck, so I got it. The back already comes tinted, so I got the front windows to match it. I think it's 25% or 20% window tint. I think legal is like 30 or 35, but no one ever does that. Another personal preference is the sun strip or the brow. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about that tint on the windshield. Some people get the entire windshield tinted, which I personally am not a fan of. The sun strip, in my opinion, is very functional. It's kind of like having your sun visor down all the time. It definitely helps with the amount of sunlight coming in. It's a little bit easier on your eyes when you're driving. Mainly why I get it. Not that I have sensitive eyeballs, but it helps. Now, I ended up taking my truck to a place called Window Skin in Bedford, Indiana. The owner is the one that does all the tinting. He's actually got a pretty cool setup there. His name's Brian. He did a really good job, and it was actually pretty cool just to watch the whole process. I've never watched someone install window tint before. It seems like it's not a very complicated process, but when you watch it, there's a lot of little tips and tricks and little cool things that he does to make sure that that stuff gets applied perfectly. And overall, this project took him about an hour and a half, and it probably would have been a little bit faster if I wasn't distracting him and talking to him, asking him questions. But hey, he got it done. Don't scratch it. All right, right here, I have 3 more upgrades or modifications that we're gonna be making to this truck, and I have more coming. So the next one on the list, to me, is essential with any of these newer vehicles that have the full-on infotainment center, as they call it. Just like your phone, you'd put a screen protector on it. Well, I got a screen protector for the infotainment center as well. Now, the last video I made with this truck where I kind of introduced it to the channel, someone pointed out that I said truck a lot, and I did. I went back and kind of watched it, and I bet I said it like 50 times. It was even worse than machine. Machine. All right, let's get this thing installed. Now, I still have the factory screen protector on here. We're gonna peel that sucker. Oh, yeah, that looks good. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna drop the screen, so it's probably fine, but better safe than sorry. And this is a tempered glass screen protector. And I'll have links for everything that I possibly can down in the description. Some of them will be discount links. Some of them will be Amazon links. Some of them will just be links. I really don't need to clean it because I just pulled the cover off. The worst is when you get that little piece of lint in there and it creates a little bubble. That's enough to piss you off. It's like the most nerve-wracking task, putting a screen cover on, especially when you're overly into anal. We have our dust collector. This will take an hour. This is the only thing that I wasn't looking forward to doing, is this stupid cover. All right, here we go. Maybe I shouldn't have pulled it all off at once. I think that's good. I don't see any bubbles, so I think we did good. Let's see how it looks. Let's see if the... Shut up! Shh. Alright, let's see if the sensitivity is affected at all. I don't think so. Alright, I like it. Modification number 2. Not that one. This one. This is one of my favorite things to do. This is absolutely pointless. It's just for aesthetics. You might as well just take your money, wad it up in a ball, and shove it up your ass. I mean, it's one thing you could do with it. All right, here it is, the big unveiling. The black Chevy bow tie. It's just a different color. That's it. Now, I've done these on my previous trucks. Again, most of these modifications and customizing that we're making to our trucks, it's all preference. For the most part, you should be able to just use a scraper. I have a piece of tape on this from the last time I did it, and you should be able to just kind of pry this sucker off here. I need something smaller. Damn it, why is this such a pain in the ass? What the hell is the problem here? I still have my last Chevy bow tie, almost exactly the same. Yeah, I just freaking pried it off last time. What is the problem right now? That was an absolute pain. I have done this to 4 trucks now, a 2016 3/4 ton, 2020 half ton, 2021 half ton, and now this one. This one did not go like the other ones at all. Dozer, get out of that! Get! Can you hear? Good boy? Yeah? Oh, you wanna dance? All right, get in. Other than that, I do like the way it looks. Very nice. Next one, this is actually for the engine. Let's check this one out. Now these are from Banks Power. They've got a pretty damn good reputation. Not sponsored by them. I just bought these things off their website. But these right here are spacers to somewhat relocate your map sensors. Ow, what's that? Now MAP stands for Manifold Absolute Pressure. And what these do is measure the air pressure in the intake manifold. And I guess the issue is that the sensor sticks right down into the pipe where all of the air is flowing, and it tends to collect debris or residual on it, and it can affect the sensor and possibly throw a code or cause some other issues. Probably fairly minor issues, but they recommend adding these spacers to kind of get that sensor out of that direct airflow path, if that makes any sense. Obviously it's a brand new truck, I haven't had any issues with it, but I'm trying to be proactive. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these things swapped out, and then I'll kind of give you a brief overview of what it takes. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You can see it's already got a little bit of buildup on it. They say that it gets like soot buildup, and the idea is to keep that sensor out of direct flow, and that's what that spacer is gonna allow it to do. You're supposed to clean that up with MAP sensor cleaning fluid only. And you can see the front of the truck coming in right here, the intake, and you see one of the MAP sensors right there. 2 different style sensors. I'm sure a diesel mechanic would know exactly which one's which, but there's the one right there with the spacer. Now it comes in from the side. The other one is right here. That one was really easy. This one, the wires kind of bend over. I'm not a huge fan of that. They're not like, there's no like tension on them, but I just don't like how they're sticking up. But this one laid in real nice. They give you nice stainless hardware with thread lock already on it. So yeah, very good. For our next upgrade, this is a big one. Physically, it is a big one. Yeah, oh my God. Pick this baby up from Real Truck. If you have not heard of realtruck.com, you probably don't have the internet, because they're kind of the go-to and have been for a long time for anything and everything trucks. And they have a massive selection of tonneau covers, which is what we have right here. This one here is made in the USA. I like it. Now I had planned on purchasing this tonneau cover from realtruck.com, but my buddy Chad over at Lone Star Hawaiian got me hooked up with Jonathan and Savannah at Real Truck, and they were nice enough to send this thing out to me so I could do like a little bit of a demo installing it. We're not going to do like a full-on install video. The great thing about Real Truck is if you're interested in one of their tonneau covers or a lot of their other products, they have a ton of how-to videos that Real Truck puts together, and they're very well done. Now this upgrade is probably the most realistic slash functional one of them all. I never used to be a big fan of tonneau covers, and then something changed, and now I am. Especially since all these newer trucks have locking tailgates. It is a great way to secure whatever you have in the bed of your truck. And a lot of the times I have tools back there, material, and I really don't want anybody to steal them. Real truck. America! Nothing says America like real truck. So thank you, Chad from Lone Star Hawaiian. Definitely go check out his channel. He's doing some cool stuff for getting me hooked up with real truck. Well, everything looks to be nicely packaged here. Rail. And I went with a hard tonneau cover this time. My previous one on the 2020 Silverado was a leather soft tonneau cover. And I did like it. I liked it because it was really light and I could pull that thing off in like 2 minutes. It was super easy. This thing's definitely gonna be heavier, but it has some cool features where I hopefully don't have to ever take it off. Well, that's kind of the meat and taters right there. All right, I'm gonna get situated here and then we'll get this thing installed. We've got our 2 side rails right here. Clamps, foam blocks. These are the drain tubes for the side rails. These connect right here. That will allow any water to drain outside of the bed instead of staying on the inside. All right, let's get started. All right, the tonneau cover is on. That was super easy to install. See how it looks. What I like about this is that it sits really nice and flush with the bed sides. The soft cover that I had used to sit on top of this, so it was like another inch taller. This one looks very clean and sleek. I like that. So now for the moment of truth, we're going to see if the tailgate will open without having to pull on it, if that seal is too tight or not. This is an issue I had with my last tonneau cover. All right, that is great. And we'll see how it closes. All right, no problem. It's got a nice seal underneath here. I know it's hard to see because it's dark. Now, one thing to consider when buying a tonneau cover, not that I'm a tonneau cover expert because I'm definitely not, is you're never gonna find a tonneau cover that is a 100% waterproof. The beds themselves have imperfections and little gaps that the tonneau cover can't correct. Now, it's gonna keep at least 98 to 99% of the water out of the bed of your truck, but you're still gonna have a couple leaks here and there. Let's see how this thing works. There's just a pull cord, you pull on it, it unlatches it, and then we just fold over each section. The second section doesn't latch. The third section does latch. So we'll have to pull that cord again, flip her over. The next section latches as well. And what we got is these big pieces of foam rubber right here. This is padding, there's 3 of them. And you can actually tilt this tonneau cover up against the back of your truck. So right now I have them hitting on the glass, right on the edge where it's pretty solid. It's not like it's gonna bust out. I don't know how I feel about that, but it does give you more access to your entire bed instead of having to remove the tonneau cover. So you only actually have maybe like a 7 or 8 inch piece up toward the front that you can't access or open. I mean, you can access it underneath here. Then if you wanna drive with it in this position, they've got these prop rods right here. Pop it out. You swing it over right here, you loosen this up, you can slide that down and tighten it up. Same thing on this side, pop it up, slides down, tighten that up. It does still move a little bit because there's a little bit of flex in that side rail right there. This thing is not going to blow down on you. You can get a better look at it just like that. And the cool thing too is it looks like my bed camera still will see over that. So I can still see what's in my bed. And even though my back window is blocked, I have that camera still if I wanted to turn that on and drive with it, or I can drive with the camera that's in my tailgate. And here's how it looks from the side. Pretty cool idea. We'll see how it works. There's just this small section right here that stays stationary. That's where the tonneau cover actually clamps down. Another way we can drive is this section right here locks down. Then you got your straps right here. You can just clip them right into the front and you can drive with it in that position. A lot of their products are pretty big and large to ship, but if you spend over $100, you get free shipping, and it's pretty damn easy to do when you're buying stuff for your truck. And since I am now partnering up with Real Truck, I will have discount links in the description, and I will also include a link of the install video from Real Truck on this exact tonneau cover. That is the Backflip MX4. Probably should have said that at the beginning. Now this next upgrade, a lot of you may not agree with, some of you probably will, but that upgrade is going to be the tires. I know what you're thinking, these are brand new tires, why the hell would you change them out? Well, I have to come clean. I have a tire fetish. I used to really be into mud tires, but since I've gotten older and wiser, kinda, now I just like a good all-terrain tire. And these actually are considered an all-terrain tire. These are Goodyear Trail Runner ATs, and they are a 275/65 R20, which is a little bit more than a 34-inch tire. And we're gonna see if we can squeeze 35-inch by 12.5-inch tires on this thing at stock height. So we're gonna try this the easy way. Yeah, buddy. Money well spent. So these are the Nitto Ridge Grapplers 35 by 12.5 R20 LT. These are a load range F tire, so they are rated for a 3/4 ton. Plenty beefy. Made in the USA. And I think that these things give this truck a much beefier stance, just a better look. I love it. So these tires are clearly wider than the old ones. It gives the front end of this truck just a much beefier look. Obviously, lots of options when it comes to tires because everyone has a little bit different taste, wants, needs, all that happy crap. These are for me. What a nice jingle. All right, that's enough. That's enough. You can see here I kept the stock tires because they only have 780 miles on them and they're a really good tire. So I'm gonna sell these on Facebook Marketplace to help counter what I paid on the new ones, which was actually a pretty good price. These Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner ATs go for like $380 or so a tire. I'll probably sell them for like $180 a tire used on Marketplace. So I should hopefully be able to get around $750 or so for these things. And I ended up paying $1,700 out the door for the new tires, mounted and balanced, and an alignment. You might be wondering why I got an alignment on a brand new truck, and I'll tell you why. What this looks like next to the other one. The 35 is just a smidge bigger. I mean, the ones that came on it, they were a pretty big tire. They just aren't very wide. You can clearly see the difference in width, quite a bit wider. I know there's a lot of guys that are interested, and girls, in putting 35-inch tires. This is stock height. I did not crank the torsion bars. There's no level kit on this thing, and there is plenty of clearance through here. So if you're thinking about putting 35 by 12.5s on a stock wheel with no level and no torsion crank, they will fit. Now, when I left the dealer after I bought this truck, I noticed that it was slightly pulling to the left, and my steering wheel was slightly turned to the left. It was a windy day, and I thought, maybe it's just the wind. And after about another 500 miles, it was still consistently pulling to the left, just a little bit. So I called the dealer, and at first they were actually considering charging me for an alignment on this truck, which that blows my mind. After paying what I paid for a brand new truck, there's no way in hell I should be paying for an alignment when it should be aligned right from the factory, or the dealer should be throwing it on the alignment rack before they sell it. I don't know. Anyways, I took it to a place locally about an hour away, Dubois County Tire and Supply. This place was freaking amazing. I mean, this morning I just got these tires put on and it took an hour. From the time that I got there to the time that I left, 1 hour. That was it. And they did a great job. The alignment was also very quick. And Dubois County Tire and Supply, they're located in Jasper, Indiana. So if you're in the area, I highly recommend them. And they charged $80 for the alignment. But anyways, they did the alignment and it was out. You can see right here on the sheet the exact numbers. It's pretty sad that they're charging what they charge for these vehicles and they're not even freaking aligned. And Dubois County Tire and Supply, they told me you would not believe how many brand new vehicles come in here that are out of alignment. So vehicle manufacturers, do better. All right, next upgrade, we'll do a little interior action here. This is a cheap one. I mentioned in the video when I introduced this to the channel that I wasn't a huge fan of the center console organization tray. So I found this one on Amazon, pretty cheap, had really good reviews. I'll leave a link for this in the description. Looks like it's a way better setup. This one kind of fills out that whole center console. It's got some nice like silicone rubber mats in each compartment. We'll go ahead and stick this thing in there. So we can see the setup I got now. This is it right here. It's kind of just all open right here. My pen and marker, they don't even really fit in there. So we can pop this thing out. You can see the size comparison, the factory and the new one. And then I got a bunch of junk down on the bottom there. Throw this one in there. So this one fills the whole space, kind of closes it off. And then the chargers, you can see it fits right around them on each side. This one is a 120 outlet. So you can still access those ports, even with this new tray in there, way bigger. And it fits a marker or a pen, no problem. So yes, I like that way better. Now you may notice that my truck is getting dirtier and dirtier every time I do an upgrade, and that is because this isn't all in the same day. This has been over a couple of weeks since I've gotten the truck, one upgrade at a time. Some of the things I've been waiting on to get shipped, which brings us to our next item. This one I'm pretty excited about. Doo-doo. This reminds me of my old boombox I had in the 90s. It's about the same size. This is another good one from Husky. Picked this up on a real truck. They were nice enough to send this thing out. It's a fairly inexpensive upgrade, coming in at about $170. It's a little dirty from the FedEx driver. There's a lot of dirt roads over here, so that's always nice. Now, real truck has an absolute load of storage solutions for your vehicle, all different types of trucks. This one is for the back seat. What's currently in here is this nice little carpeted one here, but it's pretty narrow. I mean, my jumper cables won't even fit in there. You can see that it's set back quite a ways. There's still a lot of room up here in the front where we could get a lot more storage. So basically, just got to remove the tire iron and the jack, pull the old compartment out of here. How long is this damn screw? Now, one thing to keep in mind is the floor mat. This is a factory floor mat with the Z71 package, and depending on what storage solution you get here, your floor mat may be affected or affect what you get. I believe that this Husky cargo box that we're putting in here will work with this floor mat. We'll see. So the Husky gearbox from Real Truck is all plastic. It does have a foam divider right here that you can pull out if you want to. I'll probably get some kind of a carpet or liner to put in the bottom section of the gearbox here. That is one thing I do like about the factory one, is that it's all carpeted, so anything you put in here, it's nice and quiet. Obviously, this one is significantly larger with more storage. Now, it is set up a little bit different. In the factory storage compartment, the jack goes inside right here and bolts down. On the Husky gearbox, it's actually going to go underneath right here. It won't be in the storage compartment. If you did need to access your jack, all you'd have to do is unbolt your tire iron, which you would have to do that anyway, and then you can slide this compartment out of the way and have access to your jack. So a little different setup. Pop this sucker in here. All right, first things first, we have to put the jack back in its spot here. Just like so. Now, if you were to have to use the jack, you don't have to take out these 10mm nuts. You just have this big old wing nut right here. All right, let's shove this thing in place. You'll see what I mean here, how this just kind of covers the jack. And then that bolt comes through so we can reattach the tire iron to it right inside that box there. Otherwise, there's a cut in the plastic already to fit the contour of the mat right there. So I like that. That's the only thing right there. I'm gonna just kind of scribe this and cut it out with a pair of tin snips maybe. Try to make it look as nice as I can. That should work just fine. All right, there you have it. Easy to install. That's all back in place. The jack is concealed but still accessible. We have way, way more storage in here now. You can see jumper cables, plenty of room. And we'll throw the seat down so you can see what that looks like. So there's still a little bit of overhang there, which I like. Pretty clean setup overall, way more storage. Of course, you could find that on realtruck.com and a whole lot of other options. I'll leave a link for that exact Husky gearbox down in the description. Oh yeah. Now the last upgrade that we're gonna do for now, at least for this video, maybe we'll do more in the future. I'm actually doing it because of a lot of complaints, and they're valid complaints. As most of you know, I have a relationship with WaySafe hitches. I personally love this hitch. I love the idea of it and what it does. I think it's really smart and functional and practical and all that crap. But as most of you know, the current WaySafe hitch that I have was for my half-ton pickup truck, which required a 2-inch shank. Even though this thing is fucking beefy, it's really not the right hitch to have in my 3/4 ton. And that is why I have the adapter right here, which takes it from a 2-inch to 2.5-inch shank. So I am officially retiring this WaySafe hitch. I'm replacing it with a new WaySafe hitch. And I'll be giving this one to my dad because he has a half-ton and he tows a lot, and I want him to be able to tow with peace of mind. Let's take a look at this new one because this thing is pretty sweet. A little bit different than that one. Kinda. In case you're not familiar with WaySafe hitches, they have created a very cool concept where their hitches have a built-in scale that will measure your tongue weight. Weight distribution on your trailer and tongue weight are extremely important. There are lots and lots of trailering accidents every year. It is no joke. I personally have had a pretty bad experience myself. So this thing makes all the sense in the world. You want to be within 10 to 15% of your gross trailer weight. So if your trailer weighs 3,000 pounds and the load on it weighs 7,000 pounds, you want to have about 1,000 to 1,200 pounds of tongue weight on your hitch. And with this scale, you're able to accurately know if you have it. This is a pretty cool setup, all CNC milled, super high quality stuff. They are a family owned business based right out of Utah. Stainless steel ball on this thing. And then it's really cool if you want to swap your ball out, you just pull this pin here, slide the ball out. You can see it's got a hole in it. And then you stick the other desired ball into the hole. I think we all know how that works. I personally requested this with a 2 5/16 ball and a 2-inch ball. Those are my two most common ball sizes. Everyone's balls are different sizes, so just depends on what you got. And then we have the actual adjustable section of it with the 2.5-inch shank. Again, all aircraft grade aluminum, CNC milled, all one piece, very beefy. And another very cool thing they have is a matching lock set. So we have the dual pin setup here that adjusts the height on the hitch, which I'll show you in just a second. And then the actual locking pin and key, which will lock your hitch into your receiver. Both locks, same key. And this is a black Cerakote on this thing. You can get it either in the like machined aluminum look here or the black Cerakote. We're gonna leave it out so I can blast my shin on it. So smooth. This thing has a tongue weight rating of 2,200 pounds, which is more than the truck can even handle. The tongue rating on the truck is 1,800 pounds. So this is the right hitch for my truck. Anyways, I'll leave links down in the description. They actually give me a pretty good discount code. I think it's like 10 or 15% off. So that's huge savings. And they have hitches for all applications, campers, goosenecks, fifth wheels, all that good shit. So check it out. You like that? All right, that is going to wrap this one up. Lots of upgrades to the new rig here. Again, these are all preference upgrades. Man, I'm saying upgrades a lot. I don't have any other plans as of right now. A couple of people said delete it. Well, that's not happening at least until the warranty's up. And the map sensor relocator spacer deal, that one's kind of iffy. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on that, so do your research if you want to make that mod. I think no matter what you do, whether you add the spacers or you don't, you still need to clean those map sensors or that area regularly. I may end up removing those, I don't know. The only other thing I need to do to this, which I'm not gonna do right now because it's so nasty outside, is I need to get a good coat of sealer or a ceramic coating on it. I'll probably do a sealer, it lasts about 6 months. But first I'll have to wash it, clay bar it, and then put the sealer on it. And it's just too nasty outside right now. So that would be another huge recommendation if you got a new vehicle or truck or whatever, freaking bicycle. Huge thanks to realtruck.com and WaySafe Hitches. I will leave links for everything. Ladybugs, freaking ruined my shot. And let me know in the comments what upgrades you recommend for your truck, or maybe something else I should do to mine without spending too much money. I've already spent enough. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. You might as well just take your money, wad it up in a little ball, open up the lid on your septic tank, toss it in there. Just let the bacteria break it down with the rest of your turds.
Oh my God.